People died in an accident yesterday, remembered at the RDS today.
Perfect. As always, space behind you, okay?
So then the sun momentarily behind the cloud, although the sun begins to set around this time in Dublin. And we will get underway in what is, on paper, a fascinating encounter between two sides that have started the URC in good form, and it will be Bota Chamberlain who will get us underway, and the South Sea Sharks. Well, the first 5 minutes, Alan, it'll be interesting to see how they get on, because it's a very different task.
Yeah, it is a different task. They had two big wins, but this is a different kettle of fish, isn't it, against a quality Leinster side.
Yeah, kicked away by Rob Russell, and maybe he could have kept the ball in hand, but Leinster lay down the marker from the beginning. Jonathan Sexton hits his straps on the Leinster back line. Well, they find their way from their own 22 down to the Sharks' 22, and, well, I've no doubt that the Sharks will know that this is a different test for them.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity without their internationals to see if they can deal with tempo and pace, and missing touch doesn't help. You've got to do the simple things well against Leinster.
It was taken by O'Brien, who fed Rob Russell, and that's a good return for the academy winger. Played against Ebre in round one, but this is first start at the RDS. That looked high. The crowd didn't like it. Referee sticks out an arm. Jonathan Sexton is put to ground by a big tackle from Basson. McGrath looking for it. It's not going to come. We'll go back for the penalty for the high tackle. Just a word on the bald head there. Well, he was there for a moment of Rhys Ruddock. If you're joining us late, Ruddock in, Conan out. We don't know why. A late call here at the RDS. That was the tackle, the high tackle from Dylan Richardson on Jimmy O'Brien.
Thank you.
$18,500 people are able to cram into the RDS. We were told about 17,500 tickets, but that always includes the annual tickets sold for tonight, the season ticket holders. But there is a good, healthy crowd. Why wouldn't there be? Perfect evening to watch a game.
Stay where you are. In and set blue when you're ready.
Dan Sheehan then with the throw to the Leinster line-out. Lost 3 of their 14 last week against Ulster in that victory over Ulster up at Ravenhill. Here's Jonathan Sexton. Henshaw put down by Tupai. Round the corner comes Ala Alatoa.
You're pushing the ball into him.
McGrath, Jenkins, he's really been a revelation for Leinster. O'Brien probably should have let the pass go. On he goes. Leinster 6 meters short. Dan Sheehan, 4 tries already in the URC. 5 indeed, 4 in one match alone against Benetton. On Leinster go. Sharks being asked to defend. McGrath pops it up. It was Ross Maloney who took it. Just couldn't find a way free, and they're going to get a penalty, Leinster. And McGrath,
he's affecting the clear, so can't give you the ball.
Has a little look, and Thomas du Toit, the Sharks captain, is the one who's penalised.
Yeah, he didn't release in the tackle there. It's impressive from Leinster, isn't it? Just goes to show you missed touch.
You were finding your feet.
They have that kind of ruthless streak where they launch an attack again, they get a penalty midfield, Sexton puts it down there, and then when they get into that attacking zone, they just put immense pressure on the opposition, and they usually come up with a score. Will Sexton kick it? He's taking a heavy knock there. Or will Dan Sheehan do one of those little taps?
Okay, everyone's up. You all ready?
There's Maloney.
Hands on the line. Hands on the line.
9th season with Leinster for the second row, yet to be capped, which is a rarity in Leinster blue these days, not to have an international cap beside your name. Sheehan goes off on a little dart and then has numbers beside him, and for a moment it looked like Andrew Porter might have got there, but the ball will come back, and there will be a couple of Leinster forwards there to pick and go, and advantage again being played to Leinster. It's been all the blue of Leinster in the opening 3.5 minutes, and they have the rewards. In they go, round the corner, and it's Jenkins who gets the try, the South African, against the Sharks. It's his second try of the season, and Leinster are up and running.
Yeah, they are. You'd have to say it's very good out of Leinster, but it's soft defence, isn't it? You know, Sheehan taps and goes. Gets a couple of yards. There's 3 Sharks players on the ground. They have another cut with Porter. Ball comes back to initially Ross Maloney, but that's great body height, isn't it, from Jenkins? He's really low. A lot of Sharks players much too high there. Noche, number 8, way too high. Hydron Andrews, the same as well, but he is a big man, isn't he? And it's a great start for Leinster.
And Sexton taps over the simplest of conversions. Leinster lead it by 7 points to 0. 1,616 points for Leinster now for Jonathan Sexton. A second try of the URC season for Jason Jenkins. And is Rhys Ruddock making way? It looks like he is. Ruddock, a late replacement for Jack Conan, and he is going to have to make way, maybe for a HIA.
Time on, hold right.
And it's the man who wasn't even in the 23 who makes his way into the game, Martin Maloney. Maloney will take his place in that back row. We'll see exactly if they reshape it, but Maloney in for Ruddock, no doubt about that. Jenkins, who had a season, a very injury-interrupted season with Munster, and has started the season so well for Leinster. Been a big addition to their pack. Pass from Sexton out to Russell. We've seen plenty of early ball.
Ball's out.
McGrath, Sexton once more. Jenkins just about held onto it. It's loose and it's out, and the Sharks, well,
can't dive on the ball.
I thought it was out, but the referee disagrees with me and with the Sharks and gives Leinster the penalty.
Yeah, and they look a bit bemused there. Andrews, the ball came loose here, and yeah, I think if it's within 1 meter, you know, you can't dive on it, and it seems a little bit harsh there on Andrews, but again, if that was allowed there, I think they had numbers. Werner Koch was
edge of the white.
He was very, very powerful. Had a chance to run at some Leinster players, but he got penalised there. And again, Leinster, they launch attacks, don't they, after set piece? They're really efficient there.
The last one I stopped it. The second one I've stopped it. I've clearly given you a mark. You're in charge of the rest of the players. There's no gap.
You just think right from their body language as well, their accuracy and their passing. They've started this game really well, and they want to keep that pace and tempo.
Sharks told to keep their line straight. They do that. Leinster over the top. That was intentional. McGrath, and then Sheehan, and Leinster start the build again. Jenkins, door shut, and shut firmly by Fenter. Sexton once more. Into contact goes Will Connors. Back for Leinster. Only made 2 appearances last season. Had a horrible injury-riddled season, did Will Connors. So 2 Sharks get their first penalty. Leinster holding on the ground. Good work.
Yeah, James Venter
again.
I think there was better defence from the Sharks there. They showed Leinster a lot of numbers in front of them. Sexton decides to try and, you know, put the ball in behind him, looking for grass, and it was blocked by the Sharks back line. It's a bit of a lottery then where it goes. You know, Ross Maloney couldn't hold on to it, and good reaction and anticipation from Fenter.
Leinster line.
Gets into a good position there. Okay. You know, he gets under Jenkins there. This is the throw over the top. Good reaction from Richardson to stop Ryan Baird there. You know, we see that a lot where players can run onto it and get it, the opposing fly half.
Kieran Van Vuren finds his man, who's Aaron Andrews, and away come the Sharks, taken up by Van Rensburg. Good ball carrying there for Williams. Nice easy armchair ride for the scrum half to pick his man on each occasion, and Vuren offers himself. It's not him, it's Achunu who takes it forward. This is the best work that the Sharks have done. Noche, and now Chamberlain. And Werner Koch is very like James Lowe. It's a pity that Leinster's James Lowe not playing tonight. Koch, the Sharks version of the same being.
Boys, it ripped backwards by Blues.
It's better from the Sharks. He's very powerful. I don't like that leading with the elbow scenario, but Russell, credit to him, he stood his ground. Well, that was Jimmy O'Brien first, but Russell gets in there and targets the ball. The Sharks still have the line out, but it's better for the Sharks, and make no bones about it, they're still a very powerful side, even though they're missing a lot of power in the South African internationals.
There's still 3 internationals in the starting 8 for the Sharks. Centre, or Van Vuuren, I should say, finds his man, and it's at the back with the
off the leg, 20 off the leg.
Having a little look to see what might be on. Leinster do a job to stop
off the leg.
The maul. Andrew Porter seems to be caught in a bit of no man's land, but he's happy to stay there, and the referee is happy to let him. Williams takes it away eventually, and they go to the back line. That's really nicely done. Oh, super try from Fassi, and the Sharks get their opener. And there is a supporter here, and boy is he happy.
Well, I saw a few of them on the way in. They're very small numbers, but you know, what a try. It's Tupaya, the hands, the little wrap around there to Chamberlain.
Yeah, he's going through it all.
Gary Ring, or Jordan Larmour just got a little bit narrow. He ends up in midfield.
Okay, there, Sean Ground is good.
What a line from Fassi. It's a brilliantly executed try. Superb, and you got to say, from the previous facet of play, I think they deserve that, but great execution there. What a score, and that'll give them a huge lift.
Afalele Fassi with the try. 3 South African caps. Played against Wales in the summer tour. 26-year-old Chamberlain adds the conversion, and it's 7 apiece. Really good hands from Tupai.
Yeah,
and then Fassi, what a lovely line.
Leinster will be disappointed a little bit. Robbie Henshaw slips as well, and there's a little bit of panic with Larmour. They got a little bit bunched there, and it's un-Leinster-like, particularly after, you know, just one phase. But it's great execution. Credit to the Sharks. What a line from Fassi, and that little wraparound pass from Tupaya, superb.
And from a neutral perspective, well, very much game on, because it looked in the opening 5 or 6 minutes that Leinster were going to hit that cruise control button that they so often do here in the RDS, get the opening try and just build on it. But the Sharks have come thundering back. Fear the Finn is the Sharks logo. And that was pretty impressive stuff. Taken by Jimmy O'Brien, really well handled by the Leinster fullback.
I tell you, it was some kick from Williams there, the height. And credit Jimmy O'Brien, never took his eye off it. Great take from him.
And holding.
Holding on the ground and in at the side.
And holding.
And they've come with the right attitude. You can see it, even the substitutes over on that far side. Every time a player does something well, they're on their feet encouraging Richardson on that occasion.
Yeah, it's really good technique there from Richardson, but he can thank Tupaya for the chop tackle. And that's what he's brilliant at, Richardson. That's why Gregor Townsend called him into a Scottish squad last year. He has 1 cap. I know a lot of Scottish people weren't best pleased about that, because he hadn't come and played here previously.
Line again.
His grandfather is Scottish, but he's a really good player, and that's his game. The breakdown, getting in low. He's a very powerful carrier as well. And there's a little spring in their step, isn't there, after that try, and it happens. Big question is, can they sustain this kind of tempo and pace against one of the best sides in Europe?
Well, they have the real estate again right on that Leinster 22, and that was a big tackle from Will Connors. But in again from the side, and away quickly goes Williams.
Advantage, not 10.
Leinster not back to required 10. Abraham's the one to bring it into contact. Richardson once more has done the tackling work, now does the carrying. Williams once more back in the direction that the Sharks came, but no real advantage, so the penalty once again, and Fassi wants to get on with it quickly, but the referee decides otherwise.
Inside.
Yeah, Johnny Sexton's not pleased here. He's it was Will Connors.
No, come back for the penalty against Scotland in 10 metres.
Yeah, he's back for the penalty. The penalty was for a side entry. Williams goes early. They weren't back 10. It's a great opportunity for him again.
Chamberlain, 23-year-old, finds the 5 metres away from the Leinster line out. Ryan Baird on the left, Jenkins on the right. Study what might be coming their way.
Line is theirs.
Kieran Van Vuuren. Van Vuuren, full line out. with Richardson playing scrum half. Leinster get in to disrupt, but the Sharks have it and can build from about 6 metres away. Fenter forced backwards.
Stay hold!
Now it's Van Furen, but it's not clean, and as he gets a face full of Dan Sheehan.
Ball is there!
Leinster support very much engaged with this one.
No, it's great defence, isn't it, from Leinster?
Williams to Noche. Again, a good defensive effort to start with. Basso
Release 3!
doesn't really find any room. Keep bashing away at the blue door. Noche once more, sets it up. Williams goes left. They have numbers, not an awful lot of space. Dubois sets it up, and it's Williams again now. Richardson, but off their feet. The temptation just to seal it off too much.
Yeah, it is a seal off there from Che.
8, not supporting body weight.
Sharks number 8 there, but that's brilliant defence, isn't it, from Leinster. Ryan Baird. I think they showed the Sharks the front of the line out there, and then they moved Baird forward there, and really aggressive defence, really big counter-rucking. You can see it here. He just kind of flaps down there, doesn't he? Loses his feet. Not Che. Very skillful number 8. He's powerful. He runs good lines.
A couple of things to tell you. First thing is Rhys Ruddock is not coming back, so Maloney will continue. And there's the second thing I was going to tell you. Justin Basson is now going to make his way into the changing rooms for a HIA, and in his place comes Renel Hugo. Hugo started last week, try against Zebre in round 2. Plenty of experience, 32 years of age. So a little bit of readjusting for both sides to do with early injuries.
Sharks, wait there, one please. I'm setting up the line out, wait.
It's interesting, isn't it? There's a couple of times the referees picked up both sides. They both want to play at pace, they both want to play at tempo.
We both want to see him play, and everyone here does, and watching at home as well. And we've obviously had issues with water breaks and TMO, and the length of some of the halves in the last couple of weeks. I think everyone would love to see it sped up a little bit, but in defence of Craig Evans, the referee, he's got to get that gap in the line out and be fair to both sides, that there's a good contest. And
Dan Sheehan back on the Leinster side, but scrappy, and it's Van Furen who is the one to capitalise. Mistake from the Leinster line, and saw a couple of those against Ulster last week. Sharks are mixing it up, kicking behind from Williams. Who's going to win this race? The ball is.
I tell you, the idea of it was brilliant, but what a carry again from Noche. Absolute brilliant, and it comes off a mistake there. They've got to be better than that, and they usually are, Jason Jenkins. But watch the spacing behind. If this ball sits up a little bit, Chamberlain could score there. It's a great kick. A lot of space behind there, so there's something they've obviously identified. That space won't be there again. I think Leinster will cover it up, but they're really kind of making it difficult for Leinster.
That one is allowed to bounce.
No contact, play on, not a knock on.
It's dealt with by Noche. Leinster go after it and win the turnover through the penalty.
You've got to come here with that ball. Your foot was on the ground.
Penalty against Thomas Dutoit.
Hold it.
Yeah, and I think it's Jordan Larmour gets back on his feet there, and the counter-ruck is good. He gets his hands on the ball there, and putting huge pressure there on that Sharks breakdown. The dropout from Sexton just kind of died a death, didn't it? I think there was a couple of Sharks players expecting it to go a little bit deeper. It's skewed off the right boot of Sexton, and but it's a really good reaction from Larmour.
So Leinster's turn to try and launch something from a 22. It's with Connors, who thought about the pass and then decided, no, head down.
Player was dropping, no foul play.
Referee says that wasn't high, that's okay, continue on. Porter, Maloney, who will stay for the remainder of the game. Gatti, and now Luke McGrath. Mark Maloney. Mark Maloney sets it up. Sexton thought about the pass. The tackle comes in from Williams. Jordan Larmour, and off their feet against Leinster. The referee has called it on a couple of occasions, and he's been consistent with what he's calling.
Straight off feet, number 5.
Yeah, he has, and that was Jason Jenkins there, right in front of the referee. But I tell you, Ross Maloney, the hands and the little wraparound is outstanding. It's brilliant from him. He can just pull the hands right back, and Leinster looked like there was some gaps there when they got around that corner. Jenkins just, you know, right, as we said, right in front of the referee, lost his feet. Good tackle on Henshaw, but it's too tight. Was wearing, you know, waving the hands in the air, low tackle focus. You can see it clearly. Jenkins is right off his feet, and it's a correct call. You have to say it's a correct call, and that's one for each side now.
Leinster's coach Leo Cullen looking on.
90 win out.
He'll know better than anyone. He's in a game right now. Down from Andrews. And that was messy for once from Sharks. Lacked accuracy and lacked pace. Williams with the opportunity to tidy it up and set them on their way again. Makunu makes a yard.
Use it!
Ball protected
it's
by
under the body.
Hugo.
Use! Stay one!
Williams has been told to get on with it. He needs to do so, and he will. Jenkins almost got a big paw on it, but up into the evening sky it goes. Larmour, he reacted like he got hurt there. We'll see if he gets up to his feet quickly. Now Jordan Larmour is down and in some distress.
Use it!
McGrath, little dink over the top. Sexton goes after this one, but it's watched and managed and dealt with by Abrahams. Sharks go piling in. Kick over the top, not for the first time from the scrum half. Across goes Jimmy O'Brien and just about gathers the ball. He's tackled though by his opposite number, Fassi. Sharks there in numbers. Leinster under real pressure now.
Yeah, but Andrew Porter does brilliantly. He's strength and power to get back and protect the ball there.
Ball's out, yes, correct. Ball is outside.
I tell you, they're making it really difficult for Leinster, aren't they, at that breakdown and the aggression and the carries.
I was just about to say, it's aggression and it's pace and in your face from the Sharks. And Jordan Larmour, well, I have to say, on first viewing, that did not look good. His reaction is one of someone who's in real trouble, and that would be so unfortunate. Had his injury problems, sort of fell out of a bit of form off the back of those injury issues and was building nicely again.
Yeah, he was coming back and looking very sharp and powerful again, and oh, it's horrific when this happens to players. Let's hope it's not too bad. He looked when he came down straight away, as you said, Ryle, that there was something in it. Unfortunately, when the players get up, we see him lying on the ground, and to be fair to Fassi, the full-back for the Sharks, he stayed with him, which is lovely to see. A little bit of concern there in a very physical game, but really hope that this is just a little bit of a twist or something. It comes down. Let's see it again.
Let's see if we can spot what happened. I'm pretty sure he's just got his leg jammed underneath the body. Yeah. There's nothing in that other than an awkward rugby collision fall. And
I think he may have twisted the ankle there. It looks like it's possibly the ankle. It may not be too bad that he's sitting up, and yeah, it's, you know, you have the ligaments in the ankle. I've done it many times, and it is sore, and it can be, but let's hope it's just a small tweak of the ligaments there, because it'd be a shame for this guy to get another long-term injury and be out for a period of time, because he's worked so hard to get back, and at least he's sitting up a little bit, and hopefully he can play on.
Well, if he plays on from that, I'll be really shocked, because the body language and the pain threshold, and they clearly have a pain threshold. That looked like a guy who was in serious trouble. But you're right, he's back on his feet.
Yeah, sometimes you can roll the ankle and you can just sprain it, and it will swell, and you've given it a tweak there, but it's if a ligament tears, that's where the problem is, and he's trying. So that would indicate that it's not hopefully not the worst situation, because he's trying to run on it, that it's not a long-term thing, but it's obviously causing him a little bit of distress, and He's going to have to go off.
Yeah, he's going. Gary Ringrose will come in his place. 44 international caps. Nice sort of fella to be able to call on a time like this. Ringrose will probably take that place on the wing rather than disrupt the centre partnership. So the Sharks with the platform again on the Leinster 22, and again Richardson at the heart of everything that they're doing well. Not controlled particularly well, but it's there for Detroit. Tackle from Jenkins, who rolls on the wrong side. Referee happy to let it go. The Sharks continued through the centre. Van Vuuren almost there. In search of a second try. Well, they'll get a penalty. Crowd don't like it. And, well, we're going to be called back.
The mark is over here. You're not on the mark. Need a clear release.
Yeah, we've got to see it again. I thought it was a little bit harsh there, and
mark is over here.
On Dan Sheehan, his reaction, and he's brilliant at that, but how good is that from the Sharks? I tell you, Grant Williams is doing this little step out, and he's pulling a little pass to runners coming from an inside line, which is hard to defend because you've got to be very compressed around the fringes, but they're coming at pace. What a carry, you know, the tight with big strong carry as well, so they're implementing and getting their power going. Watch, he just steps out and it's a little short pass, and then the offload to Van Vuuren. That was Ugo with the, you know, the lovely soft hands. So that's superb. That's stuff that you work on. And sometimes it can be hard to defend, but it all depends on how quick the breakdown is. But they're causing Leinster little problems around the fringes there.
I saw the same thing.
So confirmation that Basson won't be back and Ugo will remain. And another slight concern for the Sharks is that the other second row, Hiron Andrews, is definitely not walking comfortably, and he's already bandaged up on the right leg and both hamstrings as well. So we'll see if he's able to continue. But in the meantime, an opportunity at the start of the second quarter of the game for the Sharks to take the lead, which they do. Over it goes from Chamberlain.
Just about, wasn't it?
Just about. We had to check it twice. And there is more than one or two South Africans here, and they're enjoying their day at the RDS. For now, they lead it by 10 points to 7. And this one's bubbling up nicely.
It is, and as I said, Williams is the one that's really getting, you know, his loose forwards, his second rows, making those carries, getting the timing perfect there.
Great run from the extremely athletic.
He's incredibly quick,
isn't he?
Yeah, incredibly quick.
He's quick, but he's also got power. Proper athlete, simple as. Into the air it goes from Williams. That one is on its way towards the sideline, and it will go back, and it'll be a Leinster ball. He was just under pressure, hooked the kick.
Right.
Dan Sheehan, Leinster's line out again over on that far side, in and around the 22. Last time they didn't control it. This time Ross Maloney sets the Leinster maul moving forward. Sheehan at the back. McGrath, the scrum half, gets his hands on it, and it'll go to Sexton, and they weave a little spell, and Ringrose bounces off one. Ringrose with the step. Gary Ringrose. That was very, very impressive from Leinster. Ringrose finishing. The security of the line out, the maul, and then the intricacy in the back row, or the back line, I should say, to let Ringrose go.
Yeah, initial thoughts is he's got to give the pass. Great execution, the line out, and you know, they get the Sharks marching backwards. They've got to get in tight, the loose forwards, Richardson, and then the wraparound. You thought Ringrose should have given it, but what about the step in the end from against Van Vuuren? Oh, he's allowed to do that. Yeah, he was initially just short. He has a chance to go once then with it, and he's entitled to do that. The try is fine, but great acceleration and pace from Ringrose.
Agreed. Thank you.
Referee had a little look at it, told Johnny Sexton he was happy, and on Sexton goes to make it 14 points to 10. I think we'll look back at that. Fassi had the opportunity to put Ringrose down, didn't. And thereafter, the centre, well, winger now.
Yeah, he's got to stay locked on there, doesn't he? And I think they just got a little bit tight. I spoke about the Sharks try a few minutes ago. They just got tight there. Van Rensburg and Tupaya and Leinster are so good exploiting that with the little wraparounds, and Sexton gives the pass overhead.
31 tries in all competitions in the blue of Leinster now for Gary Ringrose. As Chamberlain sends the ball high. Little concern for Will Connors for Leinster.
Got it back. Got it back.
Very, very physical opening half hour at the RDS.
Leave it. Use. Stay.
Up in the air from McGrath once again. Watched, but not dealt with. Rare mistake from Noche.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a swirling wind. Look, I'm not making an excuse for him, but the ball seems to be just dipping very, very quickly there, and we saw it from one of Johnny Sexton's dropouts a few minutes ago. Obviously, there's pressure coming on him there, but you think he's going to catch that, and it just drops very, very quickly.
And a height you can maintain, please.
It's a good kick from Luke McGrath, though.
I'm looking at the stats just to make sure I'm not wrong. This is the first scrum of the evening. It is half hour into the game, and this is
such a good sign of a good game,
yeah,
isn't it?
Sure is, and it's going to be interesting if there are a number of scrums. And it's just on a sparsity in this game because the front rows, Detroit, Van Furen and Makunu up against Alatoa, Sheehan and Porter is an interesting battle to say the least. We won't get a straight penalty to the Sharks. Porter, the man who's penalised.
I was waiting for the explanation there. I think it's 50-50, that one, really, but then it's an interpretation. The referee's standing right in front of him, and he's saying, indicating that kind of Porter pulled him in and his elbow is locked in. Not sure, I thought that could have been a reset, to be honest, but they get the benefit and they get a chance to maybe launch their maul here again.
8 penalties conceded.
High, isn't it?
For Leinster, at home.
After 28 minutes, it's high.
And that comes from the pressure that's been put on you by the opposition, and the Sharks and their coach Sean Everett must be really pleased with where they are right now. They won't be happy with that picked off on the Leinster 22 on their own ball, the Sharks.
That's once.
It's there for McGrath. He will have to get on with it. It's just been sucked back in, and Leinster are in trouble here. They might end up turning it over. They have. And again, really good work from the Sharks pack, because that's just sticking at it when it looks like it's lost. It's a commitment to the cause that very often doesn't get you a reward, but does there.
Yeah, they had a chance, obviously, with a line-out. Leinster stole it at the tail. I think it was Noche who got his hands in there and stayed in there on the fight. So they've got a scrum now, and you just feel it was a little bit hesitant from Leinster, that they were looking around and expecting that after the steal, that ball would be fed back to Luke McGrath, and it just didn't happen. But that's the competitiveness of this Sharks pack. They've played the vast majority of these guys have played together for the last 3 weeks. They haven't had much disruption in selection, and they have that bit of cohesion that they've shown us in this first 29 minutes.
First set of calls that I will find you waited. Let's not rush this one. Let's get back to basics. Hold.
Both sides, please. Here we go, Mike. Let's go, Zeno.
Yeah, you talk about a settled side, missing all those internationals, no doubt, but just 2 changes from the side that beat the Dragons last week, and those 2 changes were promoting players from the bench into the starting 15 and resting those from the starting 15 onto the bench. So there is a cohesion, and I guess when you're away on a mini tour, it helps.
Yeah, it does.
Good.
Away they come from the base of that scrum, and Chamberlain will feed Abrahams, who gets away, and Fassi, and in the corner, Werner Koch. Simply and beautifully executed by the Sharks, and they're on their feet again, and it's game on again.
It's an outstanding try, and there's pace, there's accuracy there, and I think Fassi could have scored it himself. It's absolutely brilliant off the scrum. They get width here. and that's it. Henshaw sits down a little bit, but Abrams, oh, incredible footwork, isn't it? Coming around the corner on Rob Russell there. He looks like he's going on the inside line and just swerves outside really quickly. It's, you know, superb. I think Leinster sitting down a little bit. Wow, what footwork, incredible.
Brilliant footwork by Abrahams.
It's an outstanding score, isn't it?
It really is.
There's a feel, though, to this team that they have a confidence and they believe they can do this. They're having a real go at this Leinster side, and great reaction after conceding that Ringrose try a couple of minutes ago.
Struck that one well, but it's going to pull across the posts and not find its way home. So it's a one-point lead for Bota Chamberlain's team. But lovely pass as well.
And it's the width, isn't it, where Tupaya is gone way across. Williams runs across to the ball. So they shifted that whole point of attack. And of course, the pass and the accuracy is really good, where Abrahams is not running into collision. The pass is pulled back a bit so he can use that footwork.
Always a sign of a good game when the first half hour flies by, which it has at the RDS. Inside the final 10 minutes of a game that's 2 tries apiece. If you've joined us late, you're missing a really engaging early season encounter in the URC. Taken well by Jimmy O'Brien, not for the first time.
Taken brilliantly by him, I would say.
But at the breakdown again, a penalty to the Sharks. Ryan Baird furious with himself, and high fives all round, and an opportunity to kick the corner, turn up the pressure a little bit more. But yeah, O'Brien against Abrahams, not for the first time. Fullback.
The only fault they would have there is just the placement there, and Charlie Natai he's got to react a little bit quicker, and it probably sounds a little bit harsh. I don't think you can criticise Leinster too much for being behind after 33 minutes. We got to give these guys a lot of credit.
And that guy has turned the ball over on a couple of occasions at the breakdown. That guy being Thomas du Toit. He
had a stint at Munster.
He did, and
was brilliant for them. They tried to hold on to him. He went to South Africa, got capped.
Van Furen finds Andrews, who seems to be okay, having looked a little wobbly earlier on.
Use it. Ball was exposed.
Van Furen. Tackle made. Should be there for the Sharks again, and it is. Around the corner comes Richardson. Leinster get the line speed up a little bit this time to meet Makunu on the gain line. Now it's Noche.
Step.
Williams has really been running the show, hasn't he? At scrum half for the Sharks. Good carry again from Richardson. Punches a little hole. Makunu once more. Leinster trying to hold him up, but he gets it away. Terrific strength. Now they have numbers out wide. Sharks again, and they're going to, well, it was about to say run it in, and they will run it in. They had so much time and so many numbers that Russell stepped away, and over went Abrahams. And the Leinster supporters are in absolute shock. Abrahams over, 3rd try for the Sharks, and any one of 4 could have scored it.
Oh, it's unbelievable again, and there's great depth here. It gets outside Ryan Baird, Van Rensburg. You think the pass is really poor, but it's...
I thought the pass meant there was no chance.
Look how he gets outside Ryan Baird. They just switched off there in defence, and
good.
Abrahams, he's so quick. We spoke about what he did a few minutes ago, and they're causing Leinster a lot of problems here. It's brilliant from them. It's easy in the end. Andrew Porter got a little warning for that sliding with the feet there from the referee. Just to be careful there, but it's an incredible score again, and the crowd are pretty quiet here, and we said it a minute ago, Ryle, you've got to give the Sharks credit the way they've played. Leinster haven't been bad, but the Sharks have been really brilliant in what they're doing.
Second try of the URC for Abrams. 1 against the Dragons last week, 1 against Leinster tonight so far. Conversion doesn't find the target. That's 2 missed, albeit from right out on the touchlines. but Sean Everett's side lead it by 6. Leinster 14, the Sharks 20 as we approach half-time at the RDS. Taken again by Noche. And once again, the Sharks with a real physicality in the carry. This time it's Dupuy.
Use it!
Brings it up to the 22. And Williams will look to complete the job again. A little bit more height than distance that he would like on that. Turns it into a contest, and it's a contest that Ringrose won and Baird capitalised on. Sheehan, Sexton and Connors. Leinster, you feel, might be stung into something of a response. Cook thought he could get to that one, but didn't. Henshaw and then Russell, and Russell back inside for O'Brien, and the tackle is made by Fenter. Henshaw, Sheehan. Leinster building up a couple of phases, and on they go. Sexton, ball is not accurate though. Backwards, says the referee. Henshaw, look up, kick cross field. Who's out there? Ringrose. Brilliant bit of individual vision from Robbie Henshaw. The execution in the kick, and a second try on the evening for Gary Ringrose.
Yeah, it's incredible stuff, isn't it? Right from the kickoff, and what a kick from Henshaw. Superb. The ball went loose on the ground. He just showed that bit of experience. Russell gets on the outside. He's offloading back in. Luke McGrath has to go in there, but it breaks down here. Yeah, I think correct call. It didn't go forward. This is brilliant from Henshaw. Abrahams was way in field. What a kick. What a reaction. Exactly what Leinster needed. I think the crowd need. And Leo Cullen be pleased. He's not going to be pleased by everything in this first half. They've been a little bit lethargic at times, but when they've turned on the style, they've executed brilliantly. Ringrose on as a sub, and he's 2 tries now.
The on-field view of no knock on in midfield is okay, and obviously the players on side of the kick.
Referee Craig Evans just checking with his TMO Sean Brickle that he's happy that all the questions that were there about that try, whether it was a knock forward, whether everybody was on side, and whether it was executed properly, they've all been answered as a yes. And Sexton has the opportunity to add an additional 2. While all that was going on, the substitute second row, Ugo, has been receiving attention. Got real issues in the second row to the Sharks with Basson gone, and Ugo and Andrews receiving attention in the first half. Good kick from Sexton into the darkening sky around the RDS. Leinster leaded by a point. That's where the injury actually occurred to the substitute Ugo in the tackle. Away it goes. What will likely be the last play of the first half from Chamberlain. Maloney did really well to hold on to that possession. And Jenkins takes it up. McGrath, well, he asked Al Alatoa to go in and protect it a little bit more. And the scrum half will surely finish the exit. Good kick from the base from the scrum half, and we will have one more phase.
Yeah, and it was the right kick for Luke McGrath. I think psychologically Leinster, they probably just need to get in ahead, get to the half-time whistle. We've only 30 seconds left. They're leading. Things they won't be pleased about, but I think psychologically that will be important for them, not to mess around their own half. We've seen McGrath box kick a few of them, but this time he went to touch.
That's not straight.
Not straight, says the referee.
No, you're doing line of scrum. Got to play it. I can't end on that. Scrum? Scrum. Not straight, lads. Scrum. Clear mark across.
Yeah, let's have you on board. Let's go, Mike. Big fucking scrum. Here we go. Round. Come on, Andy. Big scrum.
Crouch.
Yeah, run.
Bind.
Come on, Mike.
Set.
Sharks have gone after that, but Maloney will come away, and Sexton says we'll play on. Ringrose after it. Gary Ringrose. McGrath, wonderful. Luke McGrath. 5 metres short Leinster. And back went Werner Koch. And what a rescue effort, retreating from the winger to get there.
Oh no, I didn't see anyone in the winger.
And turn it over. I think the crowd are saying he didn't get away from that breakdown before he competed for the ball. Some concern for Luke McGrath. What a passage of play to round off what has been a really engaging first half.
It's been brilliant. Great desire to get back there from Werner Koch, and you think Luke McGrath is away. He's taking a bit of a heavy knock here.
I know for play.
Oh, I think here he's away. It was Van Rensburg who hit him there. No, I think Werner Koch is quite entitled to do. He wasn't involved in the tackle. He's quite entitled. He gets back around.
Sorry, Sean?
He's square there. You can see his hips are square. I know there's a few boos, but he's perfectly legal.
It's about that. That's nothing wrong with that.
It's nothing. It's on the chest. It's a heavy knock. Van Rensburg is very powerful, but let's hope Luke McGrath is okay. He took a heavy knock there.
Okay, the wrong doesn't edit for me, but I can't change my decision now.
Yeah, but it's every time. He's the one on there.
No.
Johnny Sexton is making the point that there's Sharks players on their side of the ruck that's stopping the clean out, which is a contentious kind of situation that's happening in the game. It's difficult in a ref's trial. They've got so much to look at around there.
Absolutely. I think it's worth pointing Luke McGrath bleeding, and he's gone for a HIA, but and I wouldn't mind seeing it again. I think that's contact with the ground rather than the defender hitting him high. Can't be 100% sure of that.
I think it was high up on the chest, but like Van Rensburg dived out, you know, as well. So there's no swinging arm there.
If you're going to do half time, you do it now. You are going to go half time too.
Well, Chamberlain will bring a first half of real excitement, engagement, entertainment to an end. It's 3 tries apiece. The difference really between the two sides has been the kicking of Jonathan Sexton. That man, his boots has been on fire, and that has given Leinster the full 21 from their 3 tries. The Sharks, though, very much in it in what is the URDS.
My time.
And the team's ready to go. Ryan Baird looks on, and Jonathan Sexton bouncing the ball, readying himself to get Leinster underway. 3 tries apiece, 21 points to 20. Leinster lead it, and Jonathan Sexton will get us underway. Just having a little look to see if Luke McGrath came back out for the second half, the Leinster scrum half, who took a bang to the head in that in that contact at the end of the first half. He hasn't. Number 21, Cormac Foley, the academy scrum half, is out there.
Ball is
22
there,
years of age. It's his 12th appearance in the URC. That's he now with his hands on the ball. But there is a big test for young Foley. And for Leinster, indeed, in this second half. After it goes the ever-impressive Nutshake, but can't get his hands on it. Sexton, who was wound up at the end of that first half, starts the second half with a sublime pass.
Release!
Russell, who gallops into the 22, and now O'Brien, kick over the top for Sheehan, but it's just not executed perfectly, and it needed to be.
No, I can't go quick.
But Leinster pick up at the start of the second half, how they ended the first, and the Sharks just a moment off the pace, and that is what can happen to you when you are.
Oh, that's brilliant from Sexton, isn't it? Rob Russell right on his shoulder, and it wasn't forward. I think they're fortunate there. Werner Koch was hanging on there. Loads of space outside in the wing there for Dan Sheehan. Just overcooked the kick, but what a frantic start to this second half.
It's been a terrific game to watch, absolutely terrific game, and we hope it continues that way all the way through the second half as Chamberlain.
Hold!
Well, that's kind of a kick into the middle of the field that could cause them a problem. O'Brien put to ground by a good chase from Van Rensburg. There for Foley. And Andrew Porter will carry it up. Sexton back from the angle that it came. Sharks go after it. Referee says that's fine. Well, it was initially fine.
You're up the side there. You're not square on.
And then
your entry, he won the ball.
It's Detroit who is penalised, and he looks at the referee. So you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, there is an argument to say that Toy came up the side there, but I think he should have rewarded Grant Williams. He had his hands on that ball there, but again, it's one of those ones that can go either way, and the Toy wasn't too happy with it, but
space is good in the last one.
So they're fine.
Yeah. I think Williams,
the initial bit, they were fine.
Yeah, he's won the ball, so look, he needs to get rewarded for that. Although, look, he probably turned it over, yeah, and look at it again to where the Toy came from.
Ross Maloney wins the line at Leinster, go to the maul. At the back is Dan Sheehan, but it's Porter who has his hands on it right now. Detroit trying to disrupt, but the ball is there for Leinster. Now, can they create something from here? They'll be so keen to start this second half with a first score and lay down a marker. Ryan Baird is held on to by Machanu. Sharks do enough at the breakdown. Not for the first time. This time it's Van Vuuren.
Oh, he's done brilliantly there, Van Vuuren. Leinster getting over the gain line. That will frustrate them a little bit, but he did get on the ball there, Van Vuuren, and got rewarded. The tackle is there. You see he gets in a great position there. Alalato doesn't win that little bit of space here. Slight argument that there was a hand kind of part of the tackle, but not very clear. Not very clear.
You can see 100 things when you slow it down in the breakdown like that the referee could have given one way or the other. I think that penalty is the right penalty based on the evidence there. Interesting to consider what Leo Cullen and the Leinster coaching staff will have said at half-time, because Leinster with a side this strong at this point in the season in the URC, traditionally it's been 20-30 point win. This time, and it's a theme that is continuing through the URC, the South African sides have started so much better. They're winning their away games, and it's turned it into a very competitive league very early, Alan.
Absolutely, and it's kind of scary to think how, you know, with some of those results and the way they've been playing the South Africans so early on, and being able to go on the road and be really competitive like this. I know, you know, scoring 3 tries in the first half there, he'd be really pleased, the Sharks coach.
Absolutely,
with
Sean
their approach.
Yeah, absolutely. Lions, of course, beating Edinburgh, Stormers beating Zebre Parma. Now the Sharks very much in the hunt against Leinster. Bulls, of course, take on Glasgow a little bit later tonight.
Hold!
I really do get some height on those kicks, the halfbacks for the Sharks. Another huge hit from Van Rensburg, Rohan Yeser Van Rensburg. Sexton in midfield. Leinster look to build again. Nice hands from Foley, O'Brien, and now Henshaw. Ringrose holds the line out wide. Henshaw is eventually put down by Richardson. 5 meters short of the Sharks line. Leinster building again. Foley tries to get in to secure the ball. Where is it? The Sharks go after it. They're told to leave it. And Leinster get the penalty. Noche just couldn't resist.
Yeah, you just think Leinster, they're kind of edging their way to finding these little line gaps, and Charlie Gatai, superb from him, the carry, and from Sexton. And Henshaw, sensible here. Pass wasn't on. Chuno there.
Hands on the line.
He was deemed to be okay, and Noche then was penalised, saying it was the second man.
Time on.
See more and more of this. Tap and go to secure possession 5 meters away from the opposition line. Leinster looking for what would be a fourth bonus point try. They have the advantage, they have the free play. Foley has it, Baird has it. Over the line, can they ground it?
Back for the penalty.
No, says the referee. Back will go for the penalty. Good work. Williams was in there as well.
Right,
Small man got himself involved in holding up the much bigger Ryan Baird.
Yeah, they're incredibly competitive, aren't they?
12
They don't
offside.
give up, and they're
Hands back, please.
really getting stuck in right from the word go at the start of this game. Just think the tide
the
is
post.
turning, and this is what Leo Cullen wants. You mentioned it a few minutes ago. He wants his side to pick up the pace.
Around the corner they go. They're going to use a bit of brute force, and they have a lot of beef in that pack now. Jenkins in particular adds to that. Sheehan, already 5 tries in the URC. And over goes Porter. Andrew Porter scores Leinster's 4th bonus point try. And they do get the start to the second half that Leo Cullen would have wanted.
Yeah, exactly, and they've brought that energy and tempo and aggression. It's great work from the Leinster forwards there. Porter finishes it off, and there's an air of inevitability about this, isn't there, when Leinster get to these kind of places close to the line. It's brilliant from Porter to go back against the grain, if you like. He sees the gap there. He's so powerful from that distance as well.
Over it goes. 4-7s. Big 28 for Leinster. 8 points the lead now over the Sharks. I mean, again, it's worth putting in context. There's a lot of Leinster's first-line players out there this evening. For the Sharks, yes, they have a number of front-line players out there, but you think of that pack with an Etzebeth and a Khaleesi added to it, and others. This Shark side is in really good nick this early in the season.
Yeah, Mbanambi as well, and Oxnisha, and yeah, they have a lot of power and strength to come back. You just think Etzebeth coming into the URC. Incredible, but
pity we just haven't seen RG Snyman down in Munster as well.
Yeah, but you think from in this game, Leinster are gonna earn this.
Ringrose decides to kick and chase, tries to turn the Sharks defenders. Chamberlain and then Bassi, and Ringrose wins the territory battle.
Yeah, he shows his quality, doesn't he? International quality. Right from that kick, Abrams got a lock onto that. He gets through. Richardson as well.
And the crowd are shouting that that was brought back into the 22.
On you, okay?
Therefore,
I get them.
It should have been thrown to the line out at the 22, but the replay will confirm that's not accurate.
7. 7.
Dan Sheehan then. Perfect conditions for hookers and kickers at the RDS this evening. Foley has settled well into that number 9 role since the departure of Luke McGrath
backwards
end of the first half. Good defence once more from the Sharks. Richardson in the lead. Cross field it goes. Ryan Baird is out here. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Time off.
That is nasty on all counts. Crossfield kick from Jonathan Sexton. 3 players in contention for the ball.
Yeah, I know foul play.
One of them Abrahams, the other outside half for the Sharks, Chamberlain, and Ryan Baird is the one that there is the most concern for.
Anything?
Leinster, number 6.
Yeah, it's the worst possible one when everyone's looking at the ball as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there's no foul play there because all eyes are on the ball, and it's just a unfortunate collision there.
Well, the good news for the Sharks is that both their players are back on their feet. As James Ryan will undoubtedly come in.
Both have jumped for the ball, not in the right area, the contest fight. They both can have the contest for the ball. Free kick is called and that's it. I respect that, Johnny, there's no foul play. It's been swept up, there's no foul play. They both mistimed their jump. That's enough.
And Jonathan Sexton has now got an answer twice from the officials and will probably be wise to step back even if he does absolutely disagree.
Well, there is merit in what he's saying, that, you know, Abrahams hits Ryan Baird as he's in the air and flips him over there. It's completely accidental, but there is some merit in the argument that Sexton is saying, that he's caused Ryan Baird to flip over there. It doesn't have to be intentional. We've seen so many with collisions with fullbacks going up for high ball that even if you have the eyes in the air, if you take that person out in the air, you get penalised. But
it's a real concern.
Yeah,
no
it's a
one
shame.
likes to see this.
It's a shame, isn't it?
Wow. You know what it is, Alan? It's just on something like this, at times like this, you always think of the mums and dads and brothers and sisters and girlfriends and partners at home potentially are in the stands looking on, because that was one of those that you knew he was in trouble from the very beginning when he hit the ground.
Yeah, and he is moving his hands, moved over onto his back, but yeah, it is a worry and a concern, and
I agree, 100%.
it's a shame it's happened.
His last 2 or 3
And it's a difficult one for the referee to try and find fault from anyone there, really, Ryle.
Okay, fine. No, it hasn't been 15 minutes. It hasn't been 15 minutes, we can't, no. Inside the 5 where the green is.
Ireland's head coach, Andy Farrell, looks on. Remember, for those of you that...
Bit of a rusty pipe in front of him.
It's definitely in need of a lick of paint.
Lick of paint, yeah, definitely.
I was just about to say, remember that there's an emerging Ireland squad. It's easy to forget down in South Africa at the moment with the quota of Leinster, Munster, Ulster and Connacht players all playing in a festival of rugby down there. That, by the way, is Jack Conan, who was slated to start today, but whatever happened in the warm-up, they decided to rest him and brought Rhys Ruddock in. Ruddock lasted about 4 minutes before he was replaced by Martin Maloney, and Hugo Keenan there as well. Jonathan Sexton has not stopped talking to his team in the 4 or 5 minutes that the game has been stopped for the injury to Ryan Baird, and they continue to give him every available moment of care that they can, as he's now taken by stretcher to the medical cart.
He put the hand up as well, which is, you want to see, you speak about parents and relations and girlfriends and wives looking on, and for players who get injured. Really unfortunate collision there. Let's hope he recovers, that it's precautionary. He's obviously taken a heavy knock there.
Ball gone. As soon as he moves. As soon as he moves.
So then we'll resume. The ball is booted high from the Sharks, and where's this one going to go? It's gathered by Andrews, who did really well with it. Ball coming over his head like that.
Stop! Stop!
Back in the backfield for Leinster is Rob Russell. He'll force it out. Big stoppage for the players, psychologically as much as anything else, when they see a player down and clearly badly injured like that. As we hit the end of just 10 minutes into the second half. Long way to go in this one. And then everybody will try and gather themselves and refocus. Van Furen taken by Andrews, and Sharks go to the maul. Van Furen at the back of it. Good body positions, get them going to start with. The Detroit it's more at the forefront of everything good that the Sharks have done in the tight.
Stay one.
Williams takes a step back to get it away. Leinster's defence rushes up, but that's really good work from the back line, and Van Rensburg is away, and he's around two, and out wide it goes, eventually finds its way to Abrahams, but it was knocked forward on its way there.
That ball's been knocked forward by him, so he must regather. The ball's been knocked forward by 15, he must regather.
Fassi is the man who's charged with knocking it forward, but this was done at pace with accuracy, and it had Leinster chasing shadows. Not sure that was forward.
I think it went through the hands, didn't it? Yeah, that's not forward for me.
Not for me either.
This assistant referee calls it.
One fixed, and the other one was
how good did Van Rensburg do there? Initially receiving the ball behind.
Just keep these elbows up with stability.
Great footwork, and it's just a little reminder that they're still trying to play and that they're really, really dangerous and have that confidence to go and do it. I think next score is obviously vital. Leinster kick on, they stretch out the lead a little bit, and maybe we'll see the Sharks drop a little bit in their standard of their performance, but if they certainly get the next score, you think it's still all to play for.
Well, there's absolutely nothing in the evidence book so far to suggest the Sharks are going to back off this one.
Yeah, and I've said it from the start, their body language is one that they're side that came here believing that they can do something, and with a real determination as well, and they've shown that in the first half. They've scored 3 great tries. Leinster have got their bonus point.
Okay, you hit up, you don't pull down, but you must
a little bit frustrated, I think, that their lack of control in that first half, and maybe holding on to the ball a little bit better.
Sharks head back to South Africa after this one. They face the Glasgow Warriors next, and then Ulster 2 games at home, having had 3 on the road. Didn't play in the first round. That was a South African derby match that's been moved to later in the year. And the Six Nations is on, and the URC European teams aren't playing.
Steady! Stay behind.
Maloney feeds Ringrose at first receiver. James Ryan.
Use it!
In wearing 19, of course, for Ryan Baird. Foley goes to the air. Sheehan goes after it forward. Comes Abrahams, does really well, exceptionally well, still going. He's got the pace on Ringrose. Abrahams, magic, absolutely magic.
Wow, that's all I can say to that. Is incredible from Abrahams. We think he's got it down. They may look at it.
Well, it's going to need a review, but it had all the ingredients of a classic.
Okay, have you got anything?
He thinks he's got there.
Okay, I'm going to feel this.
Let's hear what the referee has to say.
I want to check whether he's knocked it on after scoring. Okay, Sean, can you hear me? Sean, you got me?
Yeah, go ahead, Craig.
Okay, coming to you. We got on-field decision try, because you have a ground in. Just want to check whether he's knocked it on in the process of grounding the ball.
So then,
okay, Craig, let's
have a look. I think that's a try.
It's a try, and if he has knocked it on, I think Gary Ringrose could be penalised for tackling it, you know, before he grounded it.
That looks like a sharp's hand, the one with the black tape.
Yeah, I think camera forward. This is the best one, Craig.
Yeah, okay, that.
So Ringrose gets his hand to the ball first, but actually it's Abrahams
what I'm looking
who
at live here, Sean, from the rock and roll. The Sharks' hand gets that ball first and he presses, so my on-field decision try is correct.
Craig, we're rocking and rolling this, okay?
Okay, I need you to guide me on this, Sean. That's what I can see on the big screen.
Craig,
Yes.
I have no reason to go against your on-field decision.
Okay.
Try awarded.
It's a terrific score, isn't it? You know, it's just incredible for him to back himself like that and put the kick through and have the pace then.
I mean, from here, it's nothing, but he ducks through 1, 2, 4. Little dink over the top, and then it's just pure pace to beat Gary Ringrose, who's no slouch.
And it's one of those ones you think, oh, don't kick it. And then you go, what a great kick. Incredible work from him.
Chamberlain lines up the conversion as you watch the reaction of the substitutes. Big kick, this one. Missed a couple out wide off the tee from previous tries. Really could do with slotting this one. Is it gonna squeak home? It is, good kick. And all of a sudden, there's little pockets of South African fans with the national flag popping up around the RDS. Looked like there were only 1 or 2 here. There's a lot more now making themselves known.
Johnny, I think your side is called for a water break now.
28 points to 27.
I get that. Apparently you've called for it, okay? Okay, water off then. I only said it because your team asked for it, okay? Yeah, that's nothing to do with me.
He's very
He's a
prickly
bit touchy
this evening.
today, isn't he? That fight, I love it. You know, he's just so determined, isn't he? He's not happy. His side have conceded 4 tries, and they've made a real game of this, the Sharks, to be fair to them.
Use! No, still on.
Williams, Chamberlain.
7 hold.
The boot to Fassi is not a good one. A rare mistake in the backfield from
They're confident,
the
though,
Sharks.
aren't they?
Oh,
They're
yeah,
confident.
absolutely.
And I love to see that. They're having a go. They're trying to get him on the left boot. Obviously, I thought they were going to try and run this out, but, you know, he doesn't switch off, does he, Henshaw? Never does.
Dan Sheehan, 1-point game in Leinster's favour as we tick towards the hour mark, and what has been an absorbing evening so far. Foley, long pass, Sexton round the corner, O'Brien out wide, Russell almost there, but some last gasp defending. Was it Tupuai?
Oh, he's helping, but Abrahams, they get very narrow, don't they? You know, Van Rensburg goes right in there, and Leinster punish you every time, loads of space, but watch Abrahams here initially, and Tupuai as well. It's brilliant cover defence. But they're making it a little bit difficult for themselves. They're so bunched in that midfield, and we know Leinster love that wraparound pass. He's just about reaching there, isn't he?
Leinster will compete. This is real pressure now on the Sharks, but it's dealt with, and dealt with well by Nuche. Scrum half, Williams gets caught in possession. Leinster go after it, and Leinster win it through Andrew Porter. I tell you what, this is as good a game in the URC in October as I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, there's some fight from both sides, and that's, you know, if there's any fault with Leinster, they're kind of switching on, switching off a little bit. And then when they get angry, like Porter, and then they get that reaction, and they wrestle that ball back from them.
Around the corner, Porter goes again. Andrew Porter looking for a second. Foley thought about going himself, instead protects the ball, leaves it for one of the big men, and Jenkins rolls around the corner. Shorts is the referee. Where's the ball? It's there for Leinster once more. Great work from the Sharks in the first wave of defence.
Try line.
Sexton bounces off one, runs into 3 or 4 white jerseys. Jenkins, he's cut down. Van Furen leads the defensive charge. Maloney sets it up. Foley, round the corner comes Connors.
Release, White, release!
Leinster lining up to carry, but don't control. Still have it. Crossfield kick. Oh! The quality of this game is magnificent. Henshaw over, try number 5 for Leinster, but you know we're not done yet.
Well, it's sensational stuff, isn't it? you think initially there's great defence from the Sharks. They're putting their bodies in their line. Leinster are patient there when they have the ball, particularly. We know how ruthless they are. I've said it earlier. When they get into that zone, and Gatai here, it's brilliant, superb. Fassi, Werner Koch, really tight there in defence, and they think they're compact, but Henshaw gave one in the first half, and now he's received one. Super lovely little kick, isn't it?
Really good from Charlie and Gatai. Great vision as well, and composure with that pressure coming, and the ability to pick out the kick and deliver it beautifully to Robbie Henshaw.
All good. Keen. Anything, boys? That's really 20 the second half now.
Still 20 minutes to go.
Okay,
Jonathan Sexton lines it up, and every kick has been perfect so far, but it's been important that they have been. It's been what's kept Leinster just that little bit ahead. He's got the eye in. 5'7", 35. Changes aplenty coming.
You tell me when they're off.
Over on the far side for both sides. Sharks are emptying the bench. More on that shortly. Here's that try again.
They brought a bit of beef off the bench, haven't they?
Sure have, yeah.
Saudi, Carlos Saudi, Blower and Hoost.
Use Blower, full front row change. I think one more as well.
Boutalese is on as well. Very talented player.
Will come in and play in that back row.
Time on.
Saw him play against the Lions there. The Sharks against the British and Irish Lions. He was brilliant, Boutalese.
Boutalese wears 20. Hugo 19, and then the front row in 16, 17, and 18. There's
release
Louier and Saudi.
Use.
They're the changes for the Sharks. Mistake from Boutalese. Really difficult for the replacements to hit the pace of this game. Confirmation that Noche is gone. What a contribution he made, particularly in the first half. Where's this one off to? It's out to Russell once more.
Yeah, just as he called advantage over Howard. Is it the commentator's curse? Boutalese dropping it. Here go the Sharks again.
Crossfield kick from Fassi sends Leinster scampering back. There's three of them back there, but Sharks are up quickly. Oh, that's a risky pass, but it's a pass that comes off. And after it goes Russell, who's looking to do an Abrahams on 15. It. Now, where's this going? Play on, says the referee. Foley sets up Maloney. Two young men get Leinster going, but the breakdown, there's a mistake, and I'm not sure that that's a penalty against the Sharks. Richardson, I have to say, was in okay.
I think it's harsh, unless we can see something different, but initially I thought it was a brilliant turnover. It's just frantic, isn't it, the game? It's brilliant.
Yeah, right there.
It's a perfect turnover. He's really, really poor call there.
Yeah, don't blame him for putting his hands to his mouth and asking, what more do you want me to do? Because on the evidence of that, it's a really harsh call against the Sharks.
It's blatantly obvious. And they're the kind of decisions that I think he's done a good job so far, there's no doubt about it, but that
the referee has been, he's been under pressure. There's 17,500. Actually, the official attendance has just flashed up in front of me, 16,884 at the RDS. And they've been on the referee's back by and large in anything that's been a 50-50, so it's tough out there for the officials, no doubt about that, but he has done well.
He's got that one wrong, though.
Yep.
Number one.
Going to be a change in the front row.
The player wasn't within the play done.
Andrew Porter makes way for the evergreen Cian Healy. 35 years old yesterday. 250 plus Leinster caps now. 119 international caps, Andrew Porter. Good day at the office. There's Healy.
On 10, please.
Well, every time that Leinster have thrown a punch that's landed, that is score, the Sharks have found the way of punching straight back. You wonder if Leinster could score again, whether the Sharks might just...
That's the key. That's the key for them, I think, and that's what they'll want.
They picked that one just.
Okay, tackle, Blue.
Sloppy line out from Leinster, isn't it, you think?
All in front, hold.
Right. The scrum half is in. That one. The officiating party have a little look at each other to see if there's anything in that. That'll be reviewed, no doubt, and we'll come back to it shortly. Jenkins puts the head down and drags a couple of defenders with him. Leinster through Maloney in midfield, and the other Maloney there as well. Foley, Sexton, Foley, great work. Very close from Sexton, Foley and Maloney. Foley there again. That one is not accurate. Sheehan has to go back and he palms off Abrahams. Now this hooker has pace and he's got Ringrose. Just can't get the pace or the pass away.
Incredible from Sheehan.
Still there for Leinster. Henshaw, Robbie Henshaw, direct. Foley. Again, Leinster go. They're almost there. Terrific defending from Dubois.
As you are.
But Leinster is still there.
Leave it.
Do they have the patience and the accuracy to finish the job?
Hands.
Sharks stick to the defensive task. Will Connors runs into Richardson.
Release White.
Cian Healy just on the pitch will be the next to pick and go. James Ryan and Sheehan either side of him.
Short, Blue.
Jenkins is looking for it. Still hungry for work. Big man bundles his way to about 2 meters
hands
short.
Back, hands back.
Ala Alatoa goes. Wall of white to meet him. Leinster continue to line up. Sharks continue to do their duty in defence.
Away, White.
Richardson almost gets himself on the wrong side.
Back.
Healy sticks a big paw out, picks, and will go himself. Connors behind him. Nice pass from Healy away to Maloney. But the Sharks were aware. Continue about their defensive work. Connors thought he got there. Ala Alatoa
back. Thank you.
Was there as well. Leinster. Out it goes. Over they go. It's Russell from Foley. The two young men combined to find a way. They punched in close. There was no way through. But once they went wide, the Sharks had run out of breath.
Yeah, it's a crucial score for obvious reasons, and I think Leinster, they got repelled a few times there. Again, the Sharks have got to get really tight, but this incredible footwork from Sheehan on Abrahams. Then he fends him off as well. Oh, Ringrose on the outside pleading for it there, but incredible work. And Leinster have hurt the Sharks a number of times with the wraparound passes. They've gotten narrow. When they get into this zone, then they're patient, run good lines. Lots of pick and goes here. And then it's on, isn't it? Van Rensburg and Werner Koch again. If there's any fault in their defence when they look back in it, they seem to jump the gun there a little bit. They're down numbers. It's difficult. That's a lovely pass from Foley.
When you've taken maybe 10, 12, 14 phases in tight like that, inevitably you get sucked in.
Short there, so we're just going to continue. We continue. Play on, please.
Referee just confirming with his TMO.
It was the Will Connors one, yeah, where they thought that he got to the line. He was close for sure, but they've obviously checked it now because Johnny Sexton would have preferred to have the conversion under the post.
Anything? Yeah. Anything? Sorry?
He's had a couple of these, Jonathan Sexton, from sideline, and it's been unerring accuracy. Cue the commentator's curse. Not with Johnny Sexton.
Never in doubt, that one.
6/7 for Leinster. 42 points.
This is sensational, though, isn't it? Sensational from Sheehan.
It is, and you know what? He saw Ringrose on his inside, but the intervention from Chamberlain, well, Ringrose had moved to the outside, and Sheehan just couldn't get the pass away. But hey, happy days for the Leinster supporters now. Maloney claims the ball.
Another change for the Sharks. Potgieter is on. I think he's on for Abrahams. He's a powerful, stocky
Use it!
winger, I tell you that.
Thank you.
Into the air it goes from Foley. Here is the substitute. Potgieter. This guy's been good, hasn't he?
Ball is there, lads.
Tutai. Cameron Wright, the scrum half. Chamberlain's done well. And then
Pull.
Leinster get hands in there. Sharks little dink over and on-rushing Leinster defence, but it's watched all the way and dealt with really well by Cormac Foley. I say that until it pops up, and Van Rensburg comes away with it. Right kick over the top, and this one almost bounced away. Try scorer comes away with it. Rob Russell. James Ryan carries.
Use!
Pushed out of the way is Blulier. Maloney, he's put in a big shift for a lad who didn't even know he was playing at the start of the evening.
Good.
Crossfield kick. Ringrose is out here, and Ringrose receives, and the kick ahead from Gary Ringrose. It turns into a foot race. Who'll get there? Leinster's substitute winger is the first to arrive. Now the Blue Wave are there to protect, and Jenkins says, I'll have a little bit of this, and tries to bash his way through the last line of defence. Connors flies in, and the referee allows play to continue. Surprised at that, on we go. Foley, Sexton goes after it. Jonathan Sexton! What a try. 37 years of age at the start of yet another year as a pro. His debut all the way back in 2006. His debut in the 22-23 season, and he gets a try.
You talk about reading of the game and natural reading, being able to see space. You know, he started this with a brilliant crossfield kick. Ringrose here, he wants to put it in behind. He's hoping it'll run on and on. And to be fair, Venter, the number 6, gets back and makes a tackle, but you watch Sexton looking, he can see, he knows it's on. He gets a little bump there, but loads of space behind. He loved that, didn't he?
Just trying to see who was beside him, thinking of putting it down. Was it Cian Healy? Not clever.
We'll go back 2 phases.
Yeah.
Will Connors, very, very fortunate. Not that he did, you know, didn't take any player out or injure an opposition player, but he came in from the side. It was really, really obvious, and it was one that he probably should have been pinged for, but you know, Leinster have found that gear, haven't they? Now they've pushed on, they've gone 20 points ahead, and they've shown their quality in the second half. They haven't allowed the Sharks to hold on to the ball for a long period.
That will be the end of that. This try from Jonathan Sexton with Cian Healy. The two, dare I call them, old stagers at this point for Leinster, driving the bus when it was required with 10 minutes to go.
Time is on.
There's another change now. Yeah, it's Fleurs is on.
Yes, it is.
For Chamberlain, isn't it?
Chamberlain is gone. Alalato is gone as well. Abeladze in. Ross Byrne in as well. lot of Fleurs confirmed in to make his Sharks debut. Ringrose really enjoying gathering the ball out wide, isn't he? Particularly in this second half.
Rip backwards,
It's
play
ripped
on.
though, and
Rip
ripped really well
backwards.
by the Sharks. Taken on by Putkita. Now through Fleurs, and out it goes to Fassi, who started the try scoring and is going to get another one. What a try! The tries from Fassi and Abrahams in particular are things of absolute beauty.
It's not stopping, isn't it? I don't think they can win the game now, but I just love their attitude all night. They've been brilliant, and there's not a lot Leinster can do. I think Ringrose does brilliantly, goes in field, the ball is stripped. Lovely execution here from Fassi. Great pace as well, and it's a brilliant score. And you know, every try that they've scored has been, there's been something special about it, a bit of individual brilliance, isn't there?
Sure has. There's been some absolute gems of tries tonight. You think of this one from Fassi, the individual effort from Abrahams, the crossfield kick from Henshaw to pick out Ringrose in the first half.
hands there, brilliant.
Just been,
you know, Leinster have got a few
fabulous.
Close in, and they've executed brilliantly with some of the kicks. You think the Henshaw one to Ringrose, the Charlie Gatai to Henshaw, you know, and some great scores from them as well. But there's been a little bit of brilliance nearly in all the Sharks scores.
Fleurs on debut with his conversion attempt is good, and it's 49
They
points
couldn't
to
come
34.
back, could they?
Still 6.5 minutes on the clock. Don't think they can win it, but they can potentially chase down an additional bonus point. They'll get the bonus point for the 4 tries scored. They'd like, you think, at the very least, a losing bonus point to go with that and make it a 2-point departure from the RDS as Will Connors makes way. And in comes the substitute hooker, John McKee. Lazy
Back, no, back.
takes the ball
Use!
and right in the pocket. Brilliantly taken again by Jimmy O'Brien. That's at least 3, if not more, that he's plucked out of the air.
And it's that determination, isn't it? You just feel that he's going to catch it every single time.
That looked like a Leighton high on Ross Byrne. Robbie Henshaw up to Gary Ringrose. And that one is high as well. A couple of unnecessary late hits from the Sharks now. And Johnny Sexton won't step back, and neither will Van Rensburg. And now it's all going to bubble over.
Separate now. Separate. Take. Okay, Keane.
Ross Byrne was hit late. I thought I saw that, and there's absolutely no doubt that's going to be a card.
It's going to be a red card.
Same old check.
And then that
okay.
one, it's the same guy.
He's
I'm seeing here now, okay?
He's 2. He's going to be going off.
I'm running to the screen now. Running to the screen now.
And while the referee runs away, the players are regathering, and the assistant referees, Peter Martin and Keane Davison, have got to go in, and Johnny Sexton is fuming.
Johnny, come here, please. 10. Captain. You captain now? Okay. Separate it. Whoa.
I think that's a red on its own.
Come here, please.
He can pull out of that.
I'm going to go to the screen now and deal with the TMO decision of foul play. Whoa. When can I lead this? I'm going to go to the screen and deal with the foul play. That's it. When I turn around, I don't expect the players to come together. You control your 15 men, you control yours. When I deal with this,
Hold on, we've got one guy in the
I am going.
And then we've got 2 heads taken off.
Okay. Johnny, please. Johnny, come here, please. Don't walk away. You've said your bit, and I've said mine. Let me go to the screen. All right, Bricks. I'm going to the screen now. I'm ready
Craig,
where you are.
I'm going to show you a high tackle by 13 white, okay?
13 white, okay, yeah.
So look where the contact is, Craig, by the shoulder, near the head, okay?
Good. Ready when you are.
This is the one, Craig, you're okay?
I mean, that's stone cold decision for the referee.
They don't need to worry about the second one. That one alone is a red card for me. The second one, there's a dip in it, but it's the same player. He does two.
I see 13 white always high. He's hitting up with the tackle. I don't see any mitigation. I don't see 13 white dropping at all, do you? Okay, Sean, let me just describe what I'm seeing there, okay? I've got 13 white coming in at speed. Direct contact with the arm to the head. I don't see any mitigation because even though there's an initial tackle there, there's no drop in height from blue. I'm at red card unless you can show me anything different.
I agree with that, Craig.
Captain? Yeah, I know, I'm captain. Okay, look, I got a contact direct to the head by white 13. There's no mitigation there. It's reckless, red card. Sorry? Where is 20?
Yeah, he knew it straight away, didn't he, Van Rensburg? He's a really good player, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's a shame that the game is finishing that way because it hasn't been. It's been very physical and very direct, but all within.
It was reckless. It was
that
reckless.
one was reckless.
Yeah,
No question.
Penalty, I believe, is on the,
absolutely no
middle of
question.
22.
Just saying it's a shame that it's finishing that way because Van Rensburg will walk away being remembered from the red card when actually his contribution to the game up until that point had been very positive.
Yeah,
I think in real time, it's not a swinging arm, but you've got to be just much more careful there. He's trying to go in and tag the whole player from getting the offload of Rossbourne, but you just can't do it. There's no doubt about it, that's a red card.
On the touchline, so you'd rather take a second one?
And the truth of the matter is,
and
it
the
could have
game
been
has
a
been
second
brilliant.
red card.
Yeah. The second one, I think there's a dip in it, I think.
One.
But it was never going to be relevant because I think the first one was
here, so this is a
guaranteed red. But you said it, it's a shame. It's been a brilliant game. I think there's been no niggle in the game up to this point at all, really. Okay, it's been a little bit heated, feistiness, really competitive and physical, but it's a pity, but it's the correct call.
Boys, all I ask you now is formation, okay, alongside, please.
So Gary Ringrose has been announced as the URC player of the match. I think you could have gone to 2 or 3 others, but no doubt Ringrose deserves the accolade. Now Leinster will try and finish with an 8th try. And it's the substitute McKee who comes off the bench and crashes home. They're putting an exclamation mark on it. Leinster roll over 50.
Yeah, well, they did that so quick. James Ryan wins it. They spin off, move the point of contact there really quickly, and McKee is on the end of it. He's explosive, isn't he? We see the line out here. They spin around, just completely opens up for him. He broke off, and great pace from him. Sharks just heads down there, really not cohesive or defending as a unit there.
Yep, that's good.
It's great power and pace from McKee, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Defend as well.
Senior debut back in April for John McKee, actually over in South Africa in this game against the Sharks that Leinster lost by 28 points to 23. It was a kind of a reverse type of fixture with Leinster going over with a relatively inexperienced squad to play the Sharks on their home ground. McKee played in that game. He'll have a lot happier memory from this evening coming off the bench and scoring Leinster's 8th try. It's to keep the perfect record. I think that one's going to go to the right and wide. So 54 points for Leinster to 34 for the Sharks. We've about 3 minutes left to play. The Sharks will play with 14 to the end. Fleurs gets us underway once more. That one
On edge.
bounces back.
Sorry,
in.
backwards? Okay. Thank you for challenging.
It's there for
It's
Karen
backwards, play on.
Andrews to control. Is the fight finally gone out of the Shark side? Because it was there and there in spades up until about 6 or 7 minutes ago. Right. Taken into contact by Boutelesi. Werner Koch got on the score sheet in that first half for Sharks. Then they knock it forward and Leinster will get the put into the scrum, and this one's going to peter. Well, I was about to say this one's going to peter out. Is it what? Sheehan and Werner Koch involved, and he's absolutely fuming.
Calm it down. Boys, a couple of minutes left. Please just calm it down.
Calm it down. The ref says we couldn't really see it there. Yeah, Werner Koch reacted a bit, with a fair bit of aggression there.
Scrum, lads.
Oh, looks like we're just going to get on with it rather than go
get on
for a
with
review.
it. It's good defence though, Ryle, at this stage, and that's exactly what you want. That's what Leo Cullen wants.
Scrum for you boys. Tight.
We haven't spoken about it, but I think Sexton's been brilliant tonight. Really brilliant. I think he's a little bit lippy at times to the ref.
It's a fine line.
It is, yeah, and Craig Evans had to say it to him a couple of times, but you know, that fight and determination. And Ross Byrne has gone into 12, you know, you think Sexton, the easy thing for Leo Cullen maybe would be take him off, you know, 65, 70 minutes, job done. But he wants to stay out there, keep fighting, and Ross Byrne in a 12 is an interesting one, isn't it?
It is, you know. I'm just thinking about Sexton and the constant talking to the referees, whether it's at Leinster or Ireland. I think if he's yours, you absolutely love him. If he isn't yours, there's other words you'd use for him. But, you know.
Yeah, but aside from that, I think his performance and his execution, the crossfield kicks tonight, you know, the breaks, the confidence to go, offloading the ball, the try he scores. No, it's
a masterclass.
Yeah, brilliant performance again.
On the angle and up. Are you going to touch?
20 points the difference.
Coming towards Peter.
8 tries
for 10,
Leinster.
Back.
Jenkins started it off. Gary Ringrose got a pair. Porter, Henshaw, Russell and Sexton for the Stormers. Fassie's got 2. Werner Koch got 1. Abraham's got a pair.
Exactly the same. I would have played, but edge of the white, lads.
Leinster after this one face Connacht away next Friday night down at the sports ground. Then it's Munster, then it's the Scarlets. For the Sharks, as I say, home they go. Warriors and Ulster. They'll take great heart from this early season form with all their Springboks internationals to join them. But right now, they're trying to stop the final act of this game being another Leinster try. James Ryan breaks away. 3 meters short. Cian Healy looking for a birthday present.
Still advantage blue, 14 back.
Won't get it. McKee already has one off the bench. And Leinster will get the penalty as McKee stumbles at the back.
Changing by those lost.
Don't take your eye off it.
It'd be gutted McKee, because I think Martin Maloney's boot kind of was hooking the ball there. He fancied a second there. That's a great maul from Leinster. And this will really please Leo Cullen. You know, we're talking, Ryle, a few minutes ago about some of the individual brilliance at times. But Leinster, their directness, their aggression, still the same number of points for those tries. And they've been really, really fishing. It's been a really strong second half from Leinster.
A really strong second half, a really engaging, entertaining game that had us on the edge of our seats for large parts of it. Some individual brilliance, some team excellence, and in the end, Leinster, the home side, win it by 20 at the RDS. The final score in what was an absolute belter. Leinster 54, the Sharks 34.